Hello, everybody. This is your friendly senior citizen again, coming from Seaside, California. It's Tuesday, August 2020, August 11, 2020. And this video, I'm going to try and make a series of short ones instead of one long one. It takes a long time to upload these, I found out. Anyway, back in 2006, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go back and watch the other videos and read the description. You'll get the input, the background on this. Okay, in 2006, I wrote a letter to the post office, a FOIA request. And they wrote back, here's a case number. Case number 206 FPRO 00433. And it says, and this is their response. And the FOIA letter had to do with, I want some kind of written proof or anything, any documentation, written, verbal, whatever, that says that they can charge parcel rates for letter size mail is rigid. Because, of course, you know, the story is the postmasters and the clerks in the post office are charging parcel mail for letter size mail. And they're emphatic and very argumentative and rude about saying it. That's what it is, and there's no two questions about it. Okay? You can't question them on it. On rare occasion, I get somebody that will listen to me, and you know, I get the problem to go away for a while, and then new people on board come to the post office, run the stations, and things go bad again. So in the midst of this, and now this has been going on 15 years for me. I've been sending out these CDs, and this is from 2016. And so I sent a letter asking for proof that somewhere it says that, or that where in their training does it say that these are parcel mail? Who's teaching who this? And basically, it's because they won't tell me at the post office. That's just the way it is. You know, that's it. Okay, so May 4th, 2016, I'd mailed in my request about 2 months earlier, and mine was in March. Just 2 months later, I get the response, and this response comes from Cheryl Woody, Privacy and Records Specialist from the United States Post Office. Washington, D.C. in the big place. Okay, let's read it. Dear Mr. Smith, that's my name. This further responds to your Freedom of Information Act FOIA request dated March 23, 2016 that was originally submitted to the Postal Inspection Service, PIS, office in which you seek access to Postal Service records. In particular, you seek all memos, codes, statutes, letters, notes, transcripts of conversations, audio recordings, and video recordings or communication of any type pertaining to the specific order, directive, or authorization to charge large envelope and parcel mail rates for letter-sized, non-flexible items regardless of and in contradiction to the already currently USPS prescribed 21-cent surcharge for rigid, non-flexible letter-sized items. Now this 21-cent surcharge, this is down to 15 cents. They keep raising this up and down. The post office shortly ago lost a renew of a temporary tax that they had on it, and they weren't allowed to keep it going, so that reduced the rates of that much. Okay, based on the description of the record sought, your request was referred to our retail and customer service operations at national headquarters for processing on 5 April 2016. Responsible persons of our retail and customer service operations department indicate that their office does not maintain the type of records you are requesting. Accordingly, there are no responsive records to your request. We also learned that records responsive to your request may exist within the office of the Chief Marketing and Sales Officer and Executive Vice President. We have been in touch with responsible officials in our National Headquarters Product Classification Department and have been advised that there are no responsive records to your request. In addition, we have been informed that the following process outlined in the Domestic Mail Manual, DMM, is available to customers who disagree with a classification decision such as you have indicated. And this quotes the DMM. A mailer who disagrees with a classification decision by a local post office, whether on a pending or a proposed mailing, may send a written appeal to the postmaster within 30 days. The appeal is forwarded to the Pricing and Classification Service, PCSC. The PCSC issues the final agency decision. only the PCSC manager may rule on an appeal or initial request for a ruling on an exception to a USPS standard as outlined in the Mailing Standards of the United States Postal Service Domestic Mail Manual DMM Section 607.2.0. And, okay, continuing the letter, a copy of the DMM Section 607.2.0 rulings on mailing standards is enclosed for your reference. In addition, the DMM and other directives are available on our Postal Explorer website at, and it gives the website name, USPS.com. And then ending the letter, this is a 2-page letter. If you interpret this letter as a denial of your request for records, you have the right to appeal this response by writing to the General Counsel, U.S. Postal Service in Washington, D.C. within 30 days of the date of this letter. The letter of appeal should include a statement about the action or failure to act being appealed, the reasons why it is believed to be erroneous, and the relief sought, along with copies of your original request, this letter, and any other related correspondence. Sincerely, Cheryl Woody, Privacy Record Specialist, signed. And they sent the DMM, I guess. Okay. That, people, is a FOIA request I sent out. Now, I just resubmitted this today. This is from 2/16 that they wrote this letter 4 years ago. I just resubmitted my very same FOIA request with the addendum of the information about, with the video showing Pedro Flores, the postmaster over in Monterey, on the phone with Christina Verrey, who is a business mail manager in San Jose. And when she asked him on the phone, because they're bickering over whether this is parcel mail and whether it's 1 CD or whether it's cardboard and flexible and all that. And she knows the answer. She knows that I'm right. But here she goes. Pedro's on the phone dissuading her, convincing her that she's wrong. And so, in the midst of this conversation, she says, "Well, why do you think that it is that these rigid mailers are parcel mail?" And Flores says, "Because that's what they taught me, and that's what they taught my clerks. So I know, and that video exists, and so based on that information and what he said, I know the information exists, and so I'm resubmitting the original FOIA as written, with the addendum of the additional, the new information I have that proves that the information exists, and I want it. Who's teaching these people to cheat? Okay, it's in the regs that they're wrong, and if I prove them for 15 years, 4 or 5 times a year, I got to go through this. I got to prove, like 30, 40 times and have this argument 200 times, and they keep doing it, and it's cheating. It's just being dishonest. They're lying, and their answers are lying. All right, so here's the FOIA. And Christine Verrey and Cynthia Gray, I want that information that the postmaster, Pedro Flores in Monterey, on August 3rd, said that he was taught that mail-sized items that are non-flexible are parcel mail. No 2 ways about it. Okay? All right, this video is that for now. Coming next one is going to be something about a fraud report, I think.